There's a version of her that nobody sees. She's laughing at dinner. She's excelling at work. She's telling everyone she's fine. But late at night, when the world goes quiet, she replays every moment that broke her. She analyzes every word that caught her. She questions every choice that led her here. This is the psychology of a hurt woman. And if you've ever felt this way, or if you've ever wondered why someone you care about seems to be holding the weight of the world behind a smile, this is for you. Let me be clear about something. When a woman is hurt, truly hurt, it doesn't just live in her mind. It rewires her. It changes how she sees herself, how she trusts others, and how she moves through the world. And the most dangerous part, she's often expected to heal in silence, to be strong, to get over it quickly, while carrying wounds that nobody acknowledges are even there. So let's talk about what really happens in the mind of a hurt woman. Not the surface level advice you see everywhere. Not the just move on or you deserve better platitudes. Let's go deeper. Because understanding this psychology might be the key to healing or helping someone you love find their way back to themselves. The architecture of her pain. When a woman experiences deep emotional hurt, whether from betrayal, abandonment, abuse, loss, or repeated disappointment, something fundamental shifts in her psychological framework. Her brain, in an attempt to protect her, begins to reorganize around the pain. Here's what most people don't understand. Emotional pain activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. When she says it hurts, she's not being dramatic. Her brain is literally processing this experience as a threat to her survival. The anterior cingulate cortex lights up, stress hormones flood her system. Her body believes it's under attack because psychologically it is. But it goes deeper than just the immediate pain. A hurt woman often develops what psychologists call a threat detection system on overdrive. Her amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing fear and threats, becomes hypervigilant. She starts scanning every interaction for signs of danger. Every text message is analyzed, every tone is scrutinized, every delay in response triggers alarm bells. She's not crazy. She's not paranoid. Her brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, trying to prevent her from being hurt again. But here's the problem. This constant state of hypervigilance is exhausting. It drains her emotionally, mentally, and physically. She's living in a perpetual state of defensive readiness, and it's costing her peace. And then there's the narrative she creates, the story she tells herself about why it happened. This is where the real damage often occurs. Because when a woman is hurt, especially repeatedly, she doesn't just feel pain, she starts to internalize it as evidence of her own inadequacy. Maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I'm unlovable. Maybe something is fundamentally wrong with me. These thoughts don't just pass through her mind. They become beliefs. They form a lens through which she views every future interaction, every relationship, every opportunity. She begins to expect hurt because hurt has become familiar. It's what she knows. And the human brain, for all its complexity, loves patterns. It seeks to confirm what it already believes. Now, here's where it gets complicated. A hurt woman often becomes exceptionally skilled at hiding her pain. She learns to compartmentalize. She constructs elaborate facade because vulnerability has cost her too much already. To the outside world, she might appear perfectly fine, strong even. She is the friend everyone depends on. She is the colleague who never complains. She is the woman who has it all together. But inside, she's fragmenting. She's holding herself together with sheer willpower, and every day requires more energy than anyone realizes. This is what psychologists call high-functioning depression or smiling depression. She meets all her obligations. She maintains her appearance. She shows up, but internally, she's running on empty. The disconnect between her external presentation and her internal experience creates a profound sense of isolation. She feels like nobody truly sees her, and maybe she's arranged it that way because being seen means being vulnerable, and vulnerability is what got her hurt in the first place. Some hurt women go the opposite direction. They become withdrawn, suspicious, or defensive. They build walls so high that nobody can get close enough to hurt them again. They push people away before they can be abandoned. They end relationships before they can be rejected. It's a form of control. If she does the leaving, she can't be left. If she does the rejecting, she can't be rejected. Both responses are survival strategies. Both make perfect psychological sense, and both prevent her from experiencing the very thing she needs most: genuine connection and healing. The ripple effects. The psychology of a hurt woman doesn't exist in isolation. It ripples out into every area of her life. In her relationships, she might engage in what's called testing behavior. She unconsciously creates situations to see if people will stay or leave, prove themselves or fail. She might sabotage good relationships because she doesn't trust that they are real. Or she might tolerate terrible relationships because, on some level, they confirm what she already believes about herself. In her work, she might become a perfectionist, trying to prove her worth through achievement because she doesn't feel inherently valuable. Or she might underperform, living down to the low expectations she has for herself. And in her body, the heart manifests physically. Chronic stress from unhealed emotional wounds leads to inflammation, autoimmune issues, digestive problems, chronic pain, and fatigue. The body keeps the score, as they say. It remembers what the mind tries to forget. And in her sense of self, perhaps most devastatingly, she loses touch with who she really is. She becomes so defined by her pain, her defenses, her hypervigilance that she forgets the woman she was before the hurt. Or she never gets the chance to discover who she could be because she's stuck in survival mode, unable to move into actual living. So, what does healing look like for a hurt woman? How does she begin to untangle this complex psychological web? First, she needs to acknowledge the hurt. This sounds simple, but it's profound. Many women are so busy surviving, performing, or defending that they never actually stop to say, "I am hurt, and that hurt is valid." There's no healing without acknowledgement. The pain needs to be named, felt, and honored, not minimized, rationalized, or rushed through. Second, she needs to understand that healing is not linear. There will be good days and terrible days. There will be moments of progress and moments that feel like regression. This is normal. Healing from deep emotional wounds is more like a spiral than a straight line. You might circle back to the same issues, but each time from a higher vantage point with more understanding and tools. Third, she needs to learn to separate her identity from her pain. She's not her hurt. She's not her trauma. She's not defined by what happened to her. This requires actively interrupting those internalized narratives, the "I'm unlovable, I'm too much, I'm not enough" stories, and replacing them with truth. This isn't toxic positivity. It's not pretending the hurt didn't happen. It's refusing to let that hurt be the final word on who she is. Fourth, she needs to rebuild trust not in others first, but in herself. A hurt woman has often learned not to trust her own judgment, her own perceptions, her own worth. She second-guesses everything. Healing means learning to trust herself again, to trust that she can handle disappointment, to trust that she can identify red flags, to trust that she deserves good things, to trust that her feelings are valid. This often requires professional support, therapy, particularly approaches like EMDR, somatic therapy, or trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy can help rewire the neural pathways that have organized around pain. It can help regulate that overactive threat detection system. It can provide tools for managing hypervigilance and anxiety. Fifth, she needs connection, but the right kind. Not people who minimize her pain or rush her healing. Not relationships that repeat old patterns, but genuine, safe connections where she can be vulnerable without being punished for it. Where she can be imperfect without being abandoned. Where she can express needs without being called needy. That's okay. Healing sometimes looks selfish to people who benefited from your sickness. Sixth, she needs to grieve. To grieve who she was before the hurt. to grieve the relationships that didn't work, to grieve the life she thought she'd have, to grieve the innocence or trust she lost. Grief is not the enemy of healing, it's a necessary part of it. You can't truly move forward until you've honored what was lost. And finally, she needs to make a choice every single day to not let her hurt have the final say. This is the hardest part, because hurt becomes comfortable in its familiarity. The defenses become identity. The walls become home. Choosing to heal, to trust again, to hope again, to be vulnerable again, that requires tremendous courage. It's easier to stay protected, but protection isn't the same as peace. A final word. If you're the hurt woman I've been describing, I want you to know something. Your hurt makes sense. Your defenses make sense. Your hypervigilance, your walls, your fear, it all makes perfect psychological sense given what you've experienced. You're not broken. You're not damaged beyond repair. You're a human being who has been hurt, and your mind and body are doing exactly what they are designed to do, trying to keep you safe. But survival mode isn't meant to be permanent. You don't have to live the rest of your life braced for impact. Healing is possible. Not easy, not quick, but possible. And you deserve that healing. Not because you've earned it, but because you're a human being, and every human deserves the chance to live free from the prison of past pain. If you love a hurt woman, understand that your patience, consistency, and safe presence matter more than you know. Don't try to fix her. Don't minimize her pain. Just be steady, be trustworthy, be safe, and give her space to heal at her own pace. The psychology of a hurt woman is complex, but is not a life sentence. With understanding, support, and intentional healing work, she can rewrite her story. She can trust again. She can love again. She can live again. Not in spite of her hurt, but having integrated it into a fuller, deeper understanding of her own strength and resilience. You're not alone in this, and your story isn't over.